So you may say, yeah, it runs into our cost of living. Yeah, it does. Because our cost of living, that's why I could never really do a cost of living, for you guys. I don't want to seem facetious. And look, and another thing, some choices has to be made before you hit, what they so quote unquote call retirement. The choices being this. First, you have to eliminate your overhead. That means no debt, no video. If you got that little storage unit back where you come from, get rid of it. Sell the contents. This is all about you have to make a commitment. If you still got one foot in America and another one over here, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. So you have to have commitment, and that's with anything you got. Now, trust me, I wasn't always a committed person. It ain't like I had this all right from birth. No. In fact, I would imagine that I had it much worse than most of you guys out there right now. But I'm not finna get into that, all right? Because the jacuzzi tub and the music that I got back here on this television prevents me from having what they call a low vibrational thought. Everything is connected through a certain vibe that you give off, a certain kind of way you carry yourself. And could solitude work for me in my 60s? If you're a survivalist, you're going to survive either way it goes. So if it works, whatever, you still going to survive. But I don't think, now this is just me, I don't think a man can really call himself a real man unless he's got a woman. Because you don't know what kind of man you are, unless you got a woman. You can have a whole bunch of partners and they'll tell you, oh man, as long as you're picking up the bill, I don't know. But in order for you to know what kind of man you truly are, you need a woman. And that's the way you can govern your kids. Because you got to remember something. Now, I hate to admit this, and I don't want to say this, I'm still be careful. But wouldn't you have like a childlike grasp on things, so to speak? Now, I ain't saying all. But I'm saying most of your feminine, feminine and friendly women, they pretty much don't, they leave it up to me. She leaves it up to me. I'm the captain of the ship, which is right. Because anytime that, you ever notice this, now I'm going to say this once before, and I think I said it in one of my other videos, it's like, if you find a household and the woman is the most dominant figure in that household and she's raising children, those kids are fucked up. Because she can do her best can, but she can't because it's out of nature. Anything that's out of nature tends to go wrong. If you want to know what nature is like, then you have to do is look at the Wild Geographical Channel. See how matriarchs and different animals treat their offspring and their position in the colony. So what I'm saying is, if you're in nature, all right, it's always going to be some dysfunction there. Even like the single mother, it's going to be dysfunction, okay? Because you're out of nature. Even if you have a husband in the house, but he's a beta, he's not the captain of the ship. You got two chiefs. You got all these chiefs in the house and no Indians. So somebody got to get orders. And if you let the woman get orders, well, she thinks like a woman. A woman is not, she's calculated when it comes to individual squabbles. But when it comes to navigating the world economic and contracts and getting money coming in, she's just lost in the wind. But she'll debate the shit out of you, but she won't try to take it to the next level in the corporate world. So the next item, because I just went off on a tangent on that one. Once you get off that 60-year-old medical merry-go-round that they have you on, then you start eliminating what I call intensive bills. Now, all bills will not be eliminated at one time. No. But you can get them down to 1 year where you're only paying bills once a year. And your whole goal is to try to live off less than you make. That's it. That's how you know you're wealthy, and you're happy doing it. Meaning this, you eating good, you're relaxing. Your time is yours. No one else's, yours. If you don't feel like doing it, you don't do it. You don't have to be nowhere. You don't make appointments no more. Like, you remember you used to have to make an appointment to go see the doctor? No. Here, you just show up. I ain't making no appointments. I don't know what I'll be doing from day to day, from next to next. You know what I'm saying? That's serious trouble. You know, I had a problem with my bank back in the United States, right? And every time I would pop out, I go to Japan or something like this, they would stop my account. And I say, what are you doing stopping my account? They said, well, sir, you need to notify us when you leave in the country. I said, no, I don't. He said, because I don't know when I'm leaving the country. And at that time, I was leaving, out every 2 weeks, spur of the moment. I'm leaving out the country, right? So I ain't got time to be calling no banks, putting on hold, explaining to them. No. I'll call you if something goes wrong. But I ain't gonna do this no more. Don't turn off my account no more. And I told him. So that's what you gotta do. You know? And unfortunately, a woman, well, some women, but the majority of them will not be able to be that forceful to hope things. So, because everything is out of nature, if you ever notice how the lion is, the lion protects. He's got a harem full of girls, and he protects those girls. Now, if those female lions, the lionesses, come in and they got kids from another lion that he defeated, well, he usually kills those kids because his bloodline has to, go forward. So the notion and the idea about these brothers back in America messing around with baby mamas, you'd be surprised they do that shit here. Now, trust me, if you had to pick, and I don't care how the brothers or whatever, you had to pick, because I'm gonna tell you something. Now here, Philippines, I guess a lot of places, you have a lot of females that's here working, and their parents is taking care of their child, so you necessarily don't know, and she's not gonna give up that information if she has one or not. And especially the fact of the matter is that you don't see the child is somewhere in the province with their mother. But this is one thing I found out. If you're going to try to make a relationship, if you laying your head down, the person that you laying your head next to has to be as whole as you are. That's right. She can't be coming into a relationship with you unbalanced. Whereas, she's got a child somewhere else, but she's living with you. That's unbalanced. The child would actually have to be living with us if I were that type of man to take on another man's responsibility, which I'm not. So that's why you have to, here you have to pick a litter. You can run a check and do a double check, make sure she ain't got a kid, like nobody else, make sure that, and this is fine. Look, you can catch a unicorn. This is what I call a unicorn. A woman that's an orphan. She ain't got no mother, no father. She ain't got to send no money. She just don't know. You ain't gonna find that. So, but that's one of them unicorns. And she ain't working in oh man. But more than likely, you're gonna find one that if they working out here, if they got a job, they supporting their family. So, more than likely, what you want to look for at that point is her having other sisters her age and other brothers her age, so that way they can lend a helping hand with support. So, but now I have to totally apologize to you guys about a video that I made yesterday, and for some reason, after I submitted the video in without me looking, I just submitted the whole video in to this AI generator. But anyway, then without me looking again, I posted it. Well, you got me in there saying like about 1,000 times, so it appears that the algorithm or that AI generator picked up that word and kept it as a, what I call that, focal point. Yeah, that's right, you guys. I got the coconut tip. The natural mineral water. Plus, we take this, I drink a little bit out, put some lime juice in it, and give it that natural electrolyte up boost. Now, you're probably wondering, well, Mark, why are you so worried about this losing your electrolytes and things such as that, but you're still sitting here and you sweat? Well, all my life, since I can remember, I've always enjoyed baths, and then I found out the benefits of it, that I could actually perspire and distribute, get some of this toxins out of me, some of the metals. But in the later years, I had a mishap with this. I was taking baths without drinking coconuts and leaving back out in the hot sun, and I'm sweating, and then next thing, I'm having a heat stroke. Kidneys, they said kidneys were shutting down. I couldn't hold no water down. And I'm gonna tell you, that's because of what I said earlier in the video. I said, you're 63, but your mind's still telling you that you're 40. So you still operating off of 40, but with a 63-year-old body. So, now I'm not giving up the baths because of that one incident, but I know to monitor these electrolytes. Now, since you cannot guggle electrolytes, it's best that you don't let them deplenish. So every 15 minutes, I probably drink 250. Out of a 500-liter bottle, I'll drink 250 every 15 minutes. And then I drink 20. But I have to back it up with water. You know what I mean? You got to stay hydrated because as much as you perspire. Now, as much as I'm perspiring on top of here, I'm perspiring much more underneath this water. So that has to be taken into account too. But what I can say is this. People need to perspire. That's it. If you can perspire without stressing. See, because some people only perspire when they stress their bodies, meaning you're doing exercises, you're lifting weights, you're playing ball, you're stressing out your body for the sweat. But the easiest alternative for that, and you still lose weight, is to either get into a hot jacuzzi, which I am, or a steam room. That'd be nice. You know what I mean? And you spend an hour and a half, and you sweat, and you refill your body with electrolytes and water. Then when you get out, you let your body cool off for a minute, then you take your vitamins. That's right. Take your vitamins. Now, I got a trick and a secret that I can share with, and I hope the algorithm helped me with it. But 2 ways you can go about doing what I'm about to tell you to do, which will give you vitality, strong libido, and a lot of energy. 1, all right, given the fact that if everything on you is correct, right, that you got the correct amount of testosterone in you, that all your vitamins and everything is together. Now, you need a delivery system for the vitamins, and turmeric is a good delivery system for the vitamins you take. But now you're saying to yourself, but I'm still not. Okay, here's a drink. If you incorporate this in your diet in the morning, it'll open you up. Take a whole watermelon, wash it off, and the greens and the reds and the whites, you juice the whole thing. And you leave it in a container. You drink a glass of that every morning. Now, if you really want to double up on it, you would chop some garlic up. Let the garlic sit for about 10 minutes after you chop it up. Take a mouthful of that. Drink that veggie water. Drink that watermelon water. You hear me? But now, there's a lot of shortcuts to this too. All right? Because the main ingredient that you're getting out of that watermelon is, it's the main ingredient that they have in Viagra, Cremagra, and all kind of A pills. But what this does is, it was first designed. Yeah, you people know this, the ones that you had a heart condition and you take it nitro. You notice how when you take nitro, your dick get big in the mouth. But anyway, but it was originally designed for people with heart problems, right? Because this will open up your blood vessels so blood can flow freely. Now, blood is flowing freely. You know what I mean? That means you ain't got no clogs, no artery clogs, no none of this. So my trick was, okay, I'm gonna, right now they making gummies, like little gummies that, you know, with Cremagra, they making gummies with it. So I would take one of those gummies, wait for about 30 minutes and I feel the effect. Then I take my vitamins because I know at this point my vessels are open. So any vitamins or any minerals or any water I take will go right into my bloodstream without no blockage. And you can feel it too. And I'm gonna tell you guys, don't worry about things, man. If you wake up with a woody, your pecking hard, you're pretty much good shape. But in the wintertime, the coconuts is a lot smaller. We get it, like if I get it right around in April, so like, it'd be gigantic. That's why I gotta drink too. But, so, I roughly don't have to drink anymore till another 15 minutes. All right, you guys, so